Hello and welcome back to my 30-day yoga challenge. This is day 12. Today's class is a hands-free yoga routine or a yoga flow. So it's really good for anybody who has any wrist conditions, massage therapists, office workers that don't want to put any weight on their hands. So take a moment, just find a comfortable position. The spine nice and tall, relaxing the shoulders down the back. Just take a moment and observe how you're feeling today. Observing how is your physical body, how is your breath, and how is your mind. Maybe closing the eyes, drawing your attention inside. As always, take a few slow breaths. I would recommend starting this practice with a breathing exercise. You can find the link below if you have more time. Otherwise, taking just 1 or 2 slow breaths. And fill the whole of the lungs up with oxygen and energy. And tell yourself to mentally relax. Remember to listen to your own body all the way through the practice today, working with any limitations. And remember, you can pause the video at any time that you need to get in the correct position. Well, we're practicing revolved triangle pose, which we practiced yesterday. If you haven't seen the yoga alignment class, I'd recommend watching that before starting this practice. So then when you're ready, start to take a slow, deep breath in, very gently blinking your eyes open, nice and gently. We may need a couple of blocks for the revolved triangle pose today. Just listen to your body and come up and find a position on your mat, standing at the right side of the mat, with the blocks just in the middle, the big toes to touch, little gap between the heels. So when you're ready, linking your breath to your movement, on your next breath in, raising your arms up overhead and exhale gently lower. Now inhale, sweeping the arms up, come into chair pose. Exhale, bring the hands into prayer in front of the heart. Inhale, the spine nice and tall, and exhale, twisting to the left. Inhale into the center and exhale, twisting to the right. Inhale into the center and we'll exhale back into mountain. Inhale, now sweep the arms up and come into star, raising the arms up overhead and exhale lower. Inhale, stretching up, looking up to the ceiling and exhale lower. One more, inhale, stretching, looking up and exhale lower. This time we'll inhale, stretch up. On the exhale, bend the knee and sweep the hands between the legs. Inhale, coming up and exhale out to the side. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bend the legs, sweeping through. Inhale, coming up and exhale, sweep the arms out to the side. Inhale, coming up. We'll exhale, lower the arms roughly in line with the shoulders and turn your right foot out to come into warrior 2. Take a moment and then take a breath in and exhale, point the fingertips to down, stretching the wrists and the forearms. Nice slow breathing. Or take a breath in. Exhale, we'll come into reverse warrior, but stretching the back of your hand up to the ceiling. Inhale, come back into warrior 2 and exhale, rest on your bent leg and again stretch the back of the hand, stretching the wrist up to the ceiling. Inhale, come back into warrior 2. Well, exhale, bring the hands on the hips, straighten your leg and heel to your other foot into the center. We'll come into triangle. So draw the hips to the left, lowering your right arm as you raise your left. Pausing here, nice slow breathing, in and out through the nose. On your next breath in, we'll come all the way back up and we'll exhale, bring your hands onto the hips and come into revolved triangle. So pushing the left hip round, so we can use some blocks at different heights if you need them. So bringing the arms down, line with the shoulders, take a breath in. As you exhale, lowering your hand onto whichever height of the block feels comfortable or on the floor. We'll adjust the left hand and working towards straightening the leg. Just pause here for 1 or 2 breaths, nice slow breathing. Inhaling and exhaling, just observing how your balance is. Well, inhale, rebend the knee, come all the way up. And then exhale, just your feet to prepare to come into warrior 1. So twisting, stepping in the left hip if you need to, the left foot, bringing the left hips so they're parallel, bending the knee, raising the arms up. Take a breath in, bring the hands onto the hips, exhaling, lifting the heel off of the ground, come into high lunge. Take 1 more breath in, exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, lower the hands lifting up and exhale, bend the knee. Inhale again, coming up And exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, coming up. We'll exhale, bring the back heel onto the ground. Bring your hands onto the floor. Gently lower the knee down just for a moment, and then we'll come into pigeon pose. So drawing your knee, you'll be doing the opposite of what I'm doing. So your right knee is towards your right wrist. Check that the back leg is nice and straight. We'll take a breath in and exhale. You can either rest on your forearms. If that feels comfortable, you can lower down if that feels more comfortable here. So remembering we want to have the weight roughly in the middle of both hips. So we don't want to bring the weight onto the outside of the bent leg. Pausing here, nice slow breathing, just observing where this stretches, just pausing for a moment. And as you inhale, very slowly, we'll start to come up, supporting the weight of the body. Now we're going to bend the back knee and twist to look behind you. If you can reach the foot, you can hold the foot. Otherwise, we're drawing the ankle towards the hip or the heel towards the hip. We'll just pause for a breath, then very gently release, tuck under the toes, turn back round to the center, and then very gently come back. Bring the hands onto the inside of the leg, come into a wide squat, lifting up the heel, take a breath in. As you exhale, come into a varied wide squat on the other side and twisting to come back into pigeon now on the other side. So now you've got the opposite knee, the left knee towards the ankle. Check that the back leg is nice and straight. Take a breath in and exhale, gently lowering down. Remember, you can pause on the forearms or you can come all the way down. So the most important thing in this position is that your kneecap is facing completely down on your back leg, that your leg isn't twisted to one side or the other, that your weight is evenly distributed between the hips, and you don't feel any discomfort. Now very slowly on your next breath in, come first onto your elbows and support the weight of the body, gently come back up. We'll bend the back legs, look towards behind you. You can either take hold of the ankle, or if it feels comfortable, you can work towards drawing the heel towards the hip just for a moment, having a gentle stretch, listening to your knee, tuck under the toe, very slowly lower the leg down, support the weight of the body, gently come back up. And we're going to come up to a warrior one position. So with the left knee now bent, lifting up the back heel, take a breath in. As you exhale, lower the back leg. Inhale, coming up. As you exhale, lower. Inhale, coming up again. Exhale, lower. Inhale, coming up. And we'll exhale, spin the back heel onto the ground. Adjusting the feet and the hips to come into warrior two with the fingertips pointing down. This time we'll point the fingertips up to the ceiling, pushing the palms away. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, rest your arm on the bent leg and stretch the palm up to the ceiling this time. Inhale when you're ready, coming back into warrior two. And exhale, rest on the straight leg, stretch the other palm up. Inhale, come back into warrior two. And we'll exhale, bring your hands onto your hips, straighten your leg and step your foot in to come into triangle pose. So drawing the hips to the right, arm to the left, lowering your left arm as you raise your right. Remember to look up to wherever feels comfortable, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Nice slow breaths. To come out of this pose on your next breath in, we'll slowly come up. Exhale, bring the hands to the hip, push the right heel away and step in the right leg. If you need to use your blocks, you can do. So take a moment, you can pause the video. Otherwise, we'll bring the hands roughly in line with the shoulders. Take a breath in. As you exhale, gently lower down with your hands either on the blocks or on the floor and looking up towards the ceiling. So really try and twist the torso. Next breath in, we'll come all the way up nice and slowly. We'll exhale, adjust the feet into goddess pose just for a moment, and then we'll take a breath in and step back into mountain. Inhale, now bend the knees, come back into chair. Exhale, bring the hands in a prayer in front of the heart. Inhale, the spine nice and tall, we'll twist to the right. Inhale into the center, and we'll exhale, twist to the left. Inhale back into the center, and we'll exhale back to mountain. And we'll do it all over again, slightly different this time. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, come back into chair. Inhale the spine nice and tall. This time we'll exhale, bring the elbow towards the right knee. Inhale, come into the center, and exhale, draw the right elbow to the left knee. Pause for a moment. Inhale, come back into the center, and exhale, step back into star. Inhale, sweep the arm up overhead. Exhale, lower. Inhale, stretching up, look up to the ceiling, and exhale, gently lower. Last time. Inhale, stretching up, and exhale, gently lower, bringing the feet so they're parallel. Inhale, now sweep the arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, sweep between the legs. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, bend the knees, arms out to the side. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhale, sweep between the legs, bending the knees. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bend the knees, arms out to the side. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhale, lower the arms in line with the shoulders. Turn out the left foot and come into warrior two. Pushing away the palms, bending the left leg. Take a breath in. As you exhale, when you're ready, resting on the bent leg, stretching the palm up and overhead this time. Inhale, come back into warrior two. Exhale, rest on the straight leg, stretch the palm up to the ceiling. Inhale, come back to warrior two. We'll exhale, bring the hands onto the hips, straighten the leg, and then step your right leg in to come into a triangle. Take a breath in and exhale, gently lower, just pausing just for a moment. And then on your next breath in, come all the way back up. Exhale, bring your hands onto your hip, push your right heel away to come into reverse warrior. Inhale, as you exhale, lowering down to whichever height feels comfortable, remembering you can have the blocks if you need them. Pausing, observing how your balance is. Well, inhale, come all the way back up, and exhale, come into warrior one, bending the knee. Lift the heel off of the ground. Take a breath in and exhale, lower. Inhale, coming up, and exhale, lower. Inhale, coming up, and exhale, lower. Last time. Inhale, coming out. We'll exhale, put the back heel onto the ground, lift up the heel once more and lower the knee onto the ground to come into pigeon. So pushing away. Remember, you're doing the opposite from me, so your right leg is straight, left leg is bent. Or take a breath in and exhale, either lowering onto the forearms or onto the mat, wherever feels comfortable. Just pausing just for 1 or 2 breaths this time. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose, just observing how the stretches. Your next breath in, slowly come back onto the forearms, come all the way back up, bending your straight leg. You can keep it just bent, or we can take hold of the ankle and work towards bringing the heel towards the hip for a gentle stretch. And very gently letting go, tucking under the toes, gently lowering the foot down. Support the weight of the body, push up onto the knees, turn sideways, bring your hands on the inside of the leg into an awkward wide squat. Take a breath in, exhale, we'll come to an awkward wide squat on the other side, and then pivoting to come into pigeon on this side. So now you'll have your right knee bent and your left leg straight. Take a breath in and exhale, very gently lower, either onto the forearms or to wherever feels comfortable. So observing the more that you practice now, is the body softening and relaxing. Just 1 or 2 more breaths, nice slow breathing. Now on your next breath in, first come onto the forearms and slowly come back up, bending your back knee. You can pause here or you can take hold of the foot and just for a moment encourage the heel towards the hips, listening to your body and going very slowly. Release the arm, gently lower the foot down. Slowly come onto the hands and knees, very gently. Make your way up into warrior one. Pause for a moment, take a breath in, and then exhale, very gently lower down. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, gently lower. Inhale, coming up. And exhale, lower. Inhale, coming up. We'll exhale, come into warrior two. Straightening the leg, and then we'll come into triangle pose. Just pausing for a moment. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, we'll come back up. We'll exhale, bring your hands onto the hips to come into revolved triangle pose. Take a breath in and exhale, gently lowering. Remembering you can use the blocks if you need to. Pause just for a few breaths. And then when you're ready on your next breath in, bending the knee, come all the way back up. Exhale, readjust your arms and feet into Warrior 2, pointing the fingertips down. Take a breath in. Exhale, this time to Reverse Warrior, pointing the back of the hand up to the ceiling. Inhale, come into the center. Exhale, rest on the bent leg, stretch the back of the hand up to the ceiling. Inhale, come into the center. Exhale, bring your hands on your hips. Bring your feet to their parallel, and then we'll step the feet to the right. Inhale, come into chair, and exhale, lower the hands in front of the heart. Inhale, the spine nice and tall. Exhale, twist to the left this time. Inhale, come into the center. Exhale, twist to the right. And then we'll inhale, come back into mountain pose. So we'll bring the hands together in front of the heart. Take a moment, lower all the way down. We'll come and find a comfortable position lying on your mat. So with the arms just gently out to the side of the body, curling the palms up to the ceiling, the feet either the distance of your hips or the edges of the mat, gently closing the eyes. To allow the whole of the body to soften and to relax. Take a few slow breaths. Observe how your physical body is feeling. How is your breath? And how is your mind? Remember, if you have more time, I'd recommend listening to my guided meditation, which you can find the link below, or you can make a playlist so it plays automatically. If you're ready to come out of the pose now, we'll start to gently wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Take a deep breath in, we'll stretch the arms up overhead. And then as you exhale, very gently drawing one knee into the chest and then the other. Gently rock for a moment, one side to side, and then come onto your right hand side. Push into the ground and take your time and come up and find a comfortable sitting position. So the spine nice and tall, gently relaxing the shoulders down the back. So take a moment to thank yourself for dedicating time to you and your own health and well-being. We'll bring the hands together in front of the heart and we'll finish with Namaste. Namaste. Thank you very much for watching. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Goodbye.